And you know what? This year isn't going to be like any other. It's not going to be about just hoping for change. It's about deciding to make it happen. Right here, right now, you have a choice. You can keep making excuses and live the same life, or you can choose to take control to fight for your future. You're not going to get any sympathy from me because I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm here to push you to be better. Stay with me because I'm going to show you exactly how to break through the barriers holding you back. Are you ready to change your life, or are you going to just sit back and watch others do it? The choice is yours. And by the end of this, you'll know what you need to do to make it happen. Welcome everyone on our new video. Dear listeners, this year is the year you stop making excuses. Stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or the people around you. No one is coming to save you. This is your fight. This is your moment to rise. You've been waiting, hoping and wishing for things to get better. But the hard truth is that nothing changes until you do. You've got to get out of your own way and decide right here and now that you will become unstoppable. The clock is ticking. Every second you waste is gone forever. You've already spent too much time doubting yourself, sit on the sidelines, and letting fear control your actions. Enough is enough. You have one life, one chance to make it count. This year, you need to stop negotiating with your own potential and start living up to it. The pain of change is temporary, but the regret of staying the same will haunt you forever. Life doesn't owe you anything. You've got to earn it, whatever your goals are. No one is handing them to you on a silver platter. Stop looking for the easy way out, because there isn't one. This is about doing the work, grinding when no one's watching, and proving to yourself that you're built different. If you've got a dream, you better protect it with everything you've got. There's no time for hashing it. Dear listeners, people will doubt you. They'll tell you it's impossible, that you're wasting your time, that you're not good enough. Let them talk. They don't know what's inside you. They don't see the fire burning in your soul. Prove them wrong by showing up every single day. Use their doubt as fuel. Let their words push you to go further, to dig deeper, and to become the person you've always known you could be. Change is ugly, it's uncomfortable. It will test you in ways you can't imagine, but that's the price of greatness. This year, you need to embrace the discomfort, because that's where the growth happens. Stop avoiding the hard stuff. Run straight at it. When it hurts, keep going. When you feel like you're breaking, push harder. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Your mind is your battlefield. It's going to tell you to quit, to take it easy, to stay in your comfort zone. Don't listen. You control your mind, it doesn't control you. This year, you need to master that inner voice. When it tells you you're not strong enough, prove it wrong. When it says you can't, show it you can. Every victory over your own mind is a step closer to becoming unstoppable. You can't wait for motivation to show up. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what's going to carry you through. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up for yourself day in and day out, no matter how tired, how discouraged, or how beaten down you feel. Discipline is your weapon. Use it. This year isn't about perfection. You're going to fail. You're going to fall short. But failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. Each failure is a lesson. Each setback is an opportunity to come back stronger. Stop fearing failure. Start embracing it. The only way to truly fail is to quit. You've got everything you need. You don't need permission. You don't need someone to tell you it's okay to start. You've been waiting for the perfect time, but the perfect time doesn't exist. The time is now. Right now. It's time to stop waiting for a miracle and start becoming your own miracle. On the road ahead is long, and it's not going to be easy. But if you're willing to put in the work, the rewards will blow your mind. You're stronger than you think. You've got more in you than you've ever imagined. Stop underestimating yourself and start unleashing your potential. Dear listeners, this year's about action. Words mean nothing with action. Stop talking about what you're going to do, start doing it. Stop making promises to yourself that you never keep. Hold yourself accountable. Just write down your goals, make a plan, and execute it like your life depends on it, because it does. No one is going to give you respect You've got to earn it. Respect yourself enough to stop settling for mediocrity. Or respect yourself enough to put in the effort to demand more from yourself and to refuse to quit when it gets hard. This year, you're going to prove to yourself that you're worth it. When the days get tough and you need to remind yourself why you started. I remember the version of you who was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Don't let that person down. Every time you want to quit, remember the pain of staying the same. Let that be your motivation to keep going. It's time to get real with yourself. Look in the mirror and be honest. Are you proud of the person you see? If the answer is no, then do something about it. No one can change your life but you. This year, stop hiding from the truth and to face it head on. The only way out is through. Stop comparing yourself to others. This is your race, your journey, your life. Focus on your path and don't waste another waste of what anyone else is doing. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. This year, your goal is to beat that person every single day. There are no shortcuts. There's no hack for hard work. You're going to have to sweat, bleed, and sacrifice. But the moment you start seeing results, the moment you realize what you're capable of, it will all be worth it. The journey will change you in ways you can't imagine. Dear listeners, this year, you're going to redefine who you are. You're going to become someone who doesn't quit, who doesn't back down, who doesn't settle. You're going to build a mindset so strong that nothing and no one can break it. This is the year you become unshakable. No matter how far you've fallen, no matter how many times some failed, you can start over. You can rise again. This is your comeback. This is your redemption. But you've got to fight for it. No one is going to hand it to you. The time for excuses is over. The time for change is now. This is your year. Make the decision, do the work, and refuse to quit. You've got what it takes. Change begins the moment you stop waiting for someone to save you or for the perfect opportunity to appear. Or every second you spend waiting is a second wasted. Life doesn't owe you anything, and no one is going to hand you the results you dream of. If you want change, it's up to you to make it happen. Waiting is just another form of procrastination disguised as patience. Stop looking for excuses to stay where you are. Circumstances don't define you unless you let them. Maybe you've faced unfair situations, setbacks, or challenges, but so has everyone who's ever achieved greatness. The difference is they chose to rise above it. Complaining about your situation won't change it. Taking action will. The moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life, everything changes. Think about it. How much longer will you let your past dictate your future? You've been giving your power away by blaming others or circumstances, but deep down you know the truth. The power has always been within you. Own your choices, your failures, and your successes. That's the foundation of real growth. You cannot move forward until you accept that where you are right now is a result of your actions or lack of them. Excuses are the chains holding you back, and every time you use one, you tighten those chains. I don't have enough time. I'm not ready. It's too hard. Those are just lies your mind tells you to keep you comfortable. But comfort is a dead end. Take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself if you've truly given it everything you've got. But brutally honest, because excuses won't get you closer to the life you want, only effort will. This year, stop playing the victim in your own story. Write a new chapter where you're the one in control. Life is short and the clock is ticking. You don't have time to waste waiting for the perfect moment or for someone else to step in. You're not helpless, you're powerful. Take that power back and start taking the steps that scare you. It's your life, own it and change it. Dear listeners, your mind is both your greatest weapon and your biggest enemy. It will do everything it can to keep you safe, comfortable, and away from anything that feels unfamiliar. But here's the hard truth. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Your mind isn't wired to make you great. It's wired to keep you surviving. If you want to grow, you've got to take control of that inner voice that tells you to quit, to rest, to play it safe. Every time you doubt yourself, every time you hesitate, that's your mind trying to protect you from failure. But what it's really doing is holding you back from your potential. The fear you feel isn't real, it's a story you've created. Challenge that story. Rewrite it. Instead of I can, ask yourself, what if I can? The power to change your life begins with changing the narrative in your head. Most people let their minds control them, but not you. You've got to train your brain like you train your body through repetition, discipline, and focus. When your mind screams, stop, this is too hard, listen. You push a little harder, go a little further. That's how you build mental toughness. Each time you overcome that voice, you weaken its grip on your belief in yourself. Here's the truth, the mind will lie to you. It will tell you that you're too tired, too weak, or not got enough. I don't believe those lies. You have to remind yourself that you're in control. You decide what you're capable of. When doubt creeps in, you shut it down. Tell yourself, I am stronger than this. I am built for this. Every time you push past your mental limits, you prove that truth to yourself. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe you're unstoppable, you'll act like it. If you believe you're limited, you'll stay stuck. This year, make the decision to master your mind. Stop letting fear dictate your actions. Start taking charge of the narrative running through your head. Your mind doesn't control you, control your mind. And once you own that truth, nothing will be able to hold you back. Motivation is a fleeting feeling. It's that spark of energy you get when you're inspired. But here's the reality, that spark doesn't last. When the excitement wears off and the grind gets tough, motivation won't save you. Discipline, however, is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Discipline isn't about how you feel in the moment, it's about the commitment you've made to show up no matter what. Dear listeners, think about it. How often have you waited to feel motivated before starting something important? And how often has that led to procrastination or failure to follow through? The truth is, if you rely on motivation, you'll spend more time waiting than doing. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't negotiate. It's the quiet force that gets you out of bed early, pushes you to the gym, or keeps you working late, even when you'd rather quit. There will be days when everything in you screams to stop when you're tired, frustrated, or full of doubt. That's when discipline steps in. Discipline is your anchor, your constant. It's the promise you keep to yourself. On those hard days when motivation has completely disappeared, discipline reminds you of why you started and forces you to keep going. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. The truth is, greatness is built on the back of boring, repetitive work. The champions, the leaders, the people you admire, they're not driven by motivation every day. They're fueled by a deep sense of discipline. They know that the small, consistent actions taken daily are what lead to massive results over time. While others are waiting for the perfect mood or moment, disciplined people are putting in the work. This year, stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Decide that you'll show up, rain or shine, tired or energized, inspired or not. Let discipline guide your actions and watch how it transforms your life. The road won't be easy, but with discipline, you'll keep moving forward even when the journey feels impossible. Remember, success isn't about how often you feel motivated, it's about how often you show up no matter what. Failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. Most people let failure break them, but the truth is, failure is where growth begins. It's not the end of your journey, it's just a redirection, a lesson that pushes you to adapt and come back stronger. If you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to try, and without trying, you'll never achieve anything meaningful. Every setback you face is an opportunity to learn. Failure shines a light on your weaknesses, not to humiliate you, but to show you where you need to grow. Each stumble is a chance to analyze what went wrong and make adjustments. The most successful people in the world didn't avoid failure, they embraced it. They used their mistakes as stepping stones to climb higher. You have to change your mindset about failure. Stop seeing it as something final and start seeing it as part of the process. Failure doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're pushing your limits. It's proof that you're trying, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. The only real failure is giving up. As long as you keep moving forward, failure is simply a chapter in your success story. Dear listeners, here's the truth. Failure hurts, it's frustrating, it's humbling, and it tests your resilience. But that pain you feel, it's temporary. What lasts is the growth that comes from it. Every time you rise after falling, you're building strength, character, and determination. The scars from failure aren't signs of weakness, they're badges of honor that show you had the courage to fight for what you want. This year, don't run from failure, welcome it. Fail fast, fail often, and fail forward. Each time you fall, get back up stronger, smarter, and more determined. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a vital part of it. The only way to truly fail is stop trying. So keep pushing, keep learning, and let failure be the fuel that drives you to greatness. Waiting for the perfect time is the greatest lie you can tell yourself. It's no magic moment. No ideal set of circumstances, and everything will align perfectly. If you keep waiting, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the best time to start is now, right in the middle of your doubt, your fear and uncertainty. Because every second you hesitate, you're losing time you'll never get back. And think about it, how many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow or next week, I'll be ready? Those tomorrows turn into weeks, months, and years, and suddenly you're still stuck in the same place. Life doesn't pause while you prepare. It's happening right now, whether you're ready or not. And the only difference is, some people take action, and others keep making excuses. Starting now doesn't mean you'll have all the answers or that you won't make mistakes. It means you're choosing progress over perfection. It's not about doing it perfectly, it's about doing it all. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Momentum builds from action, not from waiting. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll see progress, and the more you'll grow. Dear listeners, here's the hard truth. Hesitation is just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. And the only way to overcome that fear is to take action. The longer you wait, the bigger that fear grows. And when you decide to act now, you take control. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than your doubts and capable of moving forward even when the path isn't clear. This year, stop waiting for a green light. Give yourself permission to start even if it feels messy or imperfect. Action creates change, not planning or wishing. The clock is ticking, and every moment you delay is a moment wasted. Take the first step today, right now, and let that be the beginning of the transformation you've been dreaming of. The only way to change your life is to start living it today. Comparison is the thief of joy and the destroyer of progress. When you're too busy looking at someone else's journey, you lose sight of your own. Their success, their timeline, their path has nothing to do with you. The only person you should be competing with is the version of yourself you were yesterday. Growth isn't about being better than someone else, it's about being better than you were before. Everyone's journey is unique. You don't know the full story behind someone else's achievements, struggles, or sacrifices. Chasing what they have or trying to measure up will only distract you from your own goals. Imagine if you took all the energy you waste on comparisons and use it to improve yourself. That's where real transformation happens, not in watching others, but in working on you. Here's the truth, your life isn't a race, and there's no finish line to cross before anyone else. The only timeline that matters is yours. When you focus on what others are doing, you're playing a game you can't win, because it's not yours to play. Instead, direct your attention inward. Ask yourself, what can I do today to move closer to my goals? How can I outwork the person I was yesterday? The more you focus on yourself, the more peace and clarity you'll gain. You'll stop feeling the pressure to keep up with others and start appreciating the progress you're making. Growth is personal, and it doesn't happen overnight. Celebrate your small victories, acknowledge your setbacks, and keep moving forward. Your journey is yours alone, and that's what makes it powerful. Dear listeners, this year, make a promise to yourself. You're done comparing, done competing with anyone but yourself. Your time and energy are too valuable to waste on distractions. Focus on your growth, your goals, and your grind. The person you're becoming is far more important than anyone else's success. Stay in your lane and watch how far you'll go when you give your journey the attention it deserves. Accountability is the difference between dreaming and doing. It's easy to say, I'll do this or I'll get there, but without action, those words mean nothing. The key to success is holding yourself accountable, setting clear goals, and executing relentlessly. I just talk about what you're going to do, show up every single day and make it happen. Actions always speak louder than words, and results don't lie. When you commit to something, don't treat it as an option. Treat it as a responsibility. You owe it to yourself to follow through. If you're not holding yourself accountable, who will? It's easy to get distracted or make excuses, but if you want real results, consistency is key. Set your goals, write them down, and create a plan. Then take the steps every single day, regardless of how you feel. Here's the hard truth. No one cares about your excuses. The world doesn't pause for your struggles. It doesn't care if you're tired, or if it's hard, or if you're facing setbacks. The only thing that matters is whether you execute day in and day out. The people who succeed are the ones who show up even when they don't feel like it, don't win out, feared obstacles, who keep moving forward when the going gets tough. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not about big dramatic actions. It's about doing the small things every day without fail. It's about showing up when you don't want to, working even when it feels like nothing is changing. But that's how success is built. It's a result of relentless, consistent effort. You don't wait for motivation or inspiration. Stay accountable to the grind and let your actions prove that it's yours about your goals. This year, stop making excuses and start making progress. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Set the goal, break it down into steps, and execute relentlessly. You're not here to talk about what you're going to do. You're here to show up day after day and make it happen. And the difference between success and failure is consistency. Keep going, no matter how small the steps may seem. Keep going because your future self will thank you for it. Dear listeners, this year you have the power to redefine who you are, but it all comes down to one thing: effort. Effort is what separates those who make it and those who quit. Anyone can have dreams, anyone can hope for success, but the people who truly change their lives are the ones who refuse to, no matter how. You're not defined by your failures or your struggles. You're defined by your ability to push through when everything inside you is telling you to stop you. But commit to the process. Commit to showing up even when it feels like the world is against you. A life will test you. It will throw challenges in your path. There will be days when you feel like you're not making progress. But those are the moments that matter most. Those are the moments that will either break you or build you. When you push through, when you dig deeper than you ever thought possible, that's when you redefine who you are. The truth is, change doesn't happen in comfort. You can't evolve if you stay in the same place doing the same things. So growth requires discomfort, struggle, and most importantly, effort. The world doesn't care how hard it gets, but you can choose to stay in the fight. And the more you push yourself, the more you break through your limits. With every challenge you face, you shape a stronger version of yourself. It's easy to quit when things get tough. It's easy to let go and walk away, but that's not who you are meant to be. You are capable of so much more than you realize. Every time you face adversity and choose to fight through it, you become someone stronger, resilient, more unstoppable. Redefine yourself through your effort and watch how you transform into the person you were always meant to be. This year, make the decision of quit. Even when it feels impossible, commit to the effort. Let your work, your perseverance, and your relentless attitude shape who you are. When you look back at this year, let it be the time you became someone who wouldn't give up, no matter how hard it got. All the effort you put in today is what will determine the person you'll be tomorrow. So redefine yourself by the effort you give and never back down. The road to change is not for the faint of heart. It's a tough, brutal journey that will push you to your limits. It is the truth, the pain, the struggle, the setbacks, they're all part of the transformation. Change doesn't come without a fight. It doesn't come from comfort or from taking the easy route. If you want to truly transform your life, you have to pursue it relentlessly with everything you've got, no matter how hard it gets. Dear listeners, we expect the journey to be smooth. If it were easy, everyone would do it. The path will be filled with obstacles, doubts, and moments when you feel like giving up. This is where most people fail. They let the challenges stop them. They settle for less because they're afraid of the fight. But you refuse to settle. You've decided to fight for the life you want, no matter how tough the battle gets. Relentless pursuit means being unwavering in your commitment to change. It's about waking up every day with the intention to be better than you were yesterday. It's about pushing through the hard times when you want to quit and doubling down when it feels like the world is against you. Your transformation will come from the effort you put in when no one is watching, when the work is hard and the results aren't immediate. This journey will transform you in ways you can't yet imagine. Each challenge you face will shape you into someone stronger, someone more capable, someone who knows that nothing worth having comes easy. The pain you endure today will make you unbreakable tomorrow. But the key is to keep going, to refuse to let the setbacks define you. Fight for your future every single day, and you'll become someone who can't be stopped. This year, make the decision to relentlessly pursue the change you deserve. No more excuses, no more settling for less. Then the life you want is out there, but it will only come if you fight for it with everything inside you. The journey will be tough, but it will transform you into the person you were meant to be. And when you look back, you'll be proud of the fight you put in, because you chose to never settle and to relentlessly pursue the life you deserve. As you stand at the crossroads of this year, remember that change isn't something that happens by chance, something you create. Your journey will not be easy. It will demand everything you've got. Your time, your energy, your resilience. But if you're willing to face the discomfort, to embrace the struggles, to refuse to quit when things get tough, you will transform in ways you never thought possible. Dear listeners, stop waiting for the perfect moment and take control of your life. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday, so make the commitment to outwork them every single day. Hold yourself accountable, show up even when it's hard, and take responsibility for your success. Let your actions speak louder than your words. You are capable of more than you realize. The power to change your life is already within you. But it's not enough to just talk about it, you have to relentlessly pursue it, no matter the obstacles. Redefine who you are by the effort you put in, by the choices you make every single day. So decide today to stop settling. Decide to fight for your future, to push past the challenges, and to never give up. The transformation you seek will come through your effort, your consistency, and your refusal to quit. This year is your chance to change everything, but only if you decide to act now. Let's go. Thank you for taking the time to listen, for being open to the challenge, and for committing to the journey ahead. I remember the power to change your life is in your hands. Keep pushing, stay focused, and never settle. This year can be the year you become the person you've always wanted to be, but it starts with you. Goodbye for now, but don't forget your need, so forget just beginning. Stay relentless, stay committed, and make it happen. I believe in you.